What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. In today's video, I'm just going to be discussing some features and some changes that I think could help save this game. Because right now, at the moment, there is no major changes that have came to the game in 12 seasons besides maybe POIs. But that's pretty much it. Small little things here and there, but nothing major, nothing game-changing or major. So I have two ideas and a couple weapon ideas also that I want to throw in here near the end of the video. But first off, we're going to be talking about a feature that I would like to see implemented into Vigor, and that feature is a trader. How this works is you can access the trader from the shelter, and this is basically for players that have tons of weapons, like hundreds of weapons, and it's just, I don't see the point in having more than 50 of each weapon, especially in a survival apocalyptic type game. It's supposed to be survival. What's the point of having 200 of each weapon, 100 of each weapon, or even 50 of each weapon? So to help try to rebuild Vigor and make it, I don't know, more survival, and you kind of get a reward for collecting these weapons. So for this trader, you can trade in weapons, resources, materials. So for weapons are probably going to be the most traded in, and what can you get for return of these weapons? Depending on rarity, you can get crowns, special cosmetics, other resources that you might need to upgrade your shelter, and then maybe just other different things that the devs want to throw in. So say you want to trade 5 ADRs. Since it's a gold special issue rarity, you can get maybe 50 crowns, 100 crowns, maybe 100, maybe 150 if you trade in 5. So maybe 100 or 200 crowns you can get for trading in 5 of your ADRs. I don't want to go overboard and give like 1,000 crowns for 5 ADRs or 10 ADRs. That's just, that'll make it pointless to even get crowns. But it can be a way to build up crowns if you have a lot of weapons. And of course, people that have 200 weapons can probably get 1,000 crowns. So, but that is one of the features I think that would be really nice in Vigor and change the way Vigor is. Having a trader works in other games, survival, looter shooter type games like Escape from Tarkov and games like that. It's always worked. And then another feature that I've seen is having missions, having special missions. Say you have missions from your shelter, you use a computer, Ada sends you needs 15 glass. You go get that glass and you get a very big reward. Yes, we have challenges, but I mean specific type of missions from different characters like Ada and the people from the plane. They need fuel. You collect fuel. Get out of the encounter safely. You go deposit that fuel into a place in the shelter, and you get a very big reward for it. Alright, next up, I want to talk about a change to come to Vigor. A lot of people have been talking about prestige kind of things, how to prestige in the game, and in-game basically. So one of the first ideas I had was, say you have a max shelter, and say if Vigor were to add different shelter locations. We've been seeing the same location for the longest time. Yes, it's in the tutorial and stuff, but say you want to prestige. You've maxed out your shelter, you'll get an option to prestige. You'll get a special title, but also in return you get a brand new location where your shelter is. I think that'd be really nice. Maybe just add one at the beginning. I'm not looking for multiple different locations. Maybe just one new location. And in order to do that, you have to be willing to sacrifice every single one of your upgrades in your current shelter to get a new shelter. Because technically you're moving, so you gotta re-upgrade the new shelter from bottom to top. Like, you've gotta start over basically. Wipe your shelter, wipe your weapon stash, your materials, everything. The only thing you have is whatever plans you have, whatever cosmetics you have. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. Materials are wiped, shelter's wiped, weapon stash is wiped in order to prestige. I think that's really good. It'll bring back the feel for those players that are been playing for a long time. Bring back the old Vigor feel. I sure know it would bring back the feel for me. I think that'd be really cool. If they don't want to implement that, Another thing that a lot of different games do, like Rust and Escape from Tarkov, which will be very controversial. A lot of people will hate it, but I think if the devs announce it correctly and give fair warning about this, doing seasonal shelter wipes. Seasonal shelter wipes. But the only thing we are wiping are materials and weapons. Not shelter upgrades, not anything else. Just only materials and weapon stash. You get to keep your plans, you get to keep shelter upgrades and your cosmetics. Because those are technically all the things that you buy in the game. So you get to keep those. The only thing that should be wiped, weapons and materials. That's it. I think that could balance this game out a whole lot, especially players that have the sweaty players. Like, it's just, it'll be more interesting and more challenging for them, and it'll give them something else to do. To regrow their shelter, to regrow their weapon stash, which will be easy for them, so I don't see why they would complain about that. But I mean, it would be pretty easy. It would be pretty easy. They could easily go into an encounter, get a whole lot of materials, and then go ahead and craft their first weapon, and then they'll be good. They'll be set. They'll have their armor plates in no time. They'll have all their stuff in no time. That's just one of the things that an idea I came up with. Probably more controversial, but I think that'll be a really nice feature to have, and I think it'll help change Vigor in a positive way and be more. It'll bring back the survival feel, because right now it's just a shooter. For players that have max shelter upgrades, that have all the weapons, have nothing to lose, they have hundreds of each weapon, 50 of each weapon, and they have nothing to lose, it just becomes a shooter game at that point. Where's the survival looter shooter part? It's just a shooter. And I think that's why Vigor is in a dangerous place, because a lot of the sweats that used to be number one in kills have all left the game. They don't play the game anymore. And if they do, they don't play it regularly like they used to, because they have nothing to do. And I think this could really help rebuild the game and bring back a lot of old players, because it'll give them something else to do and more of a challenge. And then maybe adding in different things also. Like, of course, quality update fixes, quality of life update fixes, things like that would definitely be beneficial for the game. Update servers, of course. But that's just one of the main features. Shelter wipes, I would love to see that. Seasonal shelter wipes, I'm okay with that, but I know a lot of people wouldn't be. Now, I talked about a trader. I talked about prestige. And I've talked about shelter wipes. Now, another thing here at the end, I'm going to add a bonus weapon. Now, I want to see, this will definitely bring in for some team play. Definitely beneficial in team play, or whenever you backed into a corner. What if Vigor added a riot shield? Hear me out. A riot shield. It's used as a weapon, but it's non-lethal. Maybe you can melee. Maybe you can melee with it. That's it. But it works like a knife. Maybe you can melee with it. It works kind of like a knife. Doesn't do very much damage. Take 4 hits to kill. It's pretty much a non-lethal weapon just for defense. And say you go into a house with a buddy, you go in with the riot shield first, and the person behind you has their weapon out. I think that is perfect for team play. To combat it, we already got grenades, flash grenades, radiation grenades. We've already got stuff to combat that, to not make it overpowered. So I think that would be pretty cool. And then even whenever you're carrying it on your back, it'll protect your back while you're running away. So I don't know. I would like that as a new weapon, riot shield. Non-lethal weapon, riot shield. That'd be pretty cool. On the topic of weapons, what if Vigor added encounter-specific weapons? So say you can only get them in the encounter. That's it. Only allowed to get these in the encounter. And you can only use them in the encounter. You can't bring them back to the shelter. You can only use them in the encounter. That's it. You have a limited amount of ammo. Now, one of the cool features I think that'd be really cool for this is, say, Vigor were to add a consumable, a flare consumable, that calls for a special or supply drop. And in these supply drops, it's random. You can get an RPG with limited ammo. Maybe like 5 rockets, that's it. 7 rockets, that's it. In this RPG. Maybe 5 at most. And you can only use it in an encounter. The consumable, you can only take 2. It'll be special issue. You can call in 2 supply drops per encounter. But you don't know what you're going to get. You can get an RPG. You can get a mounted machine gun. You can get different ideas that you could think of. Flamethrowers. flamethrowers would be dope. Just different things, maybe even some, I don't know, just something different. I don't know, that's just some thoughts that I've had, and some ideas I would wanted to spitball here for you guys. And let me know in the comments what you guys think of these ideas, what ideas you would like to see in the game. And then also, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos here on the channel. I appreciate all you guys being here. That's going to wrap it up. Probably a shorter video, but I just want to spitball some ideas, and hopefully the devs watch this, and hopefully some of these features will help fix the game or keep the game alive, because I feel like the game's on the verge of going downhill, and it's kind of sad to see. So I think some of these 3 features that I mentioned would definitely be very beneficial for the game and help the game out a whole lot. But yeah, but that's going to wrap it up. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Outlanders.